And what about the recommendations from healthcare workers and scientists that say we need to stay home in order to keep people alive?
Well, there's two things I want to be clear of. If the recommendations from the so-called scientists, and I'll say this very carefully, could be followed up with facts that everyone can trust, with no fear that any data is being compromised by the coding for the COVID deaths, which we've seen. We've heard from the healthcare workers as fact. We've seen the recommendations coming out from the CDC that talk about this. If we could trust and verify that data without just taking Fauci and everybody's word for it, we could abide by that and maybe trust it a little bit more. The second thing is I believe very strongly in herd immunity.
But the problem is, as I go through my district, what I'm seeing waitresses that are out of work, small business owners that are concerned about how they're going to be paying their bills, because we can't bail out enough money. The money doesn't exist to bail out forever. Otherwise, we're going to have hyperinflation and everybody's going to go broke. And the problem is the cure has become worse than the disease. If you look at some of these call centers that deal with suicide prevention, they're talking about 300-400% increases in phone calls. Cops are responding to 911 for higher suicide rates right now because of depression and everything else. The cure is worse than the disease in those aspects because of the destruction it's already having on human life in another direction. Abortions are going up. I mean, you got people, you can buy pot, but you can't buy paint. That's just ridiculous.
Do you have any concerns that the people gathered here like this might help contribute to the spread of this virus?
We had 59,000 people die of the flu last year in the United States, according to the CDC. We didn't shut everything down. We pushed 100,000 with SARS. We didn't shut everything down. COVID, is it more contagious? Yes. Wash your hands. Don't get around people that cough. Don't rub your eyes, nose, and everything else unless you have wipes and everything else. If your nose itches with something that hasn't touched somebody else. There's a lot of basic concepts of human safety that we can do in order to not spread a virus. That's how anything works. You're looking at 200,000 people dying as their projections without quarantine, right? 200,000. If suicides go up by 3 times, we're at 140 to 160,000 suicides. The economy will take years to recover the way that they are crushing it, crushing small business owners and waitresses, which means we're going to be up over 100 to 150,000 for years to come. The cure is worse than the disease, just in those numbers, not including the spikes in abortions and everything else. Human life count numbers, that's real numbers. That's why Comrade Whitmer, she's literally breaking this down. We got neighbors turning in neighbors like they're part of the Hitler Youth Program. This is ridiculous.
All right.